Grounding an aboveground pool is usually not done automatically by the builder. It is important to ground the pool, especially if you are using electrical equipment such as a heater, for safety reasons. The best location to ground the pool is near the power source, generally the electrical panel. It is advisable to choose a spot where a grounding rod can be driven into the earth at least 8 feet deep. The method to ground the pool is as follows. Firstly, drive a copper-plated grounding rod into the ground. Secondly, attach a copper wire, a minimum of 12 AWG, to the grounding rod using a ground clamp. Thirdly, run the wire from the grounding rod to the electrical panel. And fourthly, connect the wire to the grounding bar in the electrical panel. Once the pool is grounded, you can proceed with grounding the heater. Run a copper wire, again a minimum of 12 AWG, from the grounding bar in the electrical panel to the heater. Connect the wire to the grounding terminal on the heater. An important thing to note is that it is always recommended to consult a qualified electrician for ensuring proper grounding and electrical connections. If the pool and the heater are not properly grounded, it can create a significant electrical hazard. Grounding provides a path for stray electrical current to return to the source, preventing electrical shocks. It is a critical safety measure. Grounding works by creating a low resistance path for electrical current to flow back to the source in the event of a fault. This low resistance path causes the circuit breaker to trip, cutting off the power and preventing electrical shock. The grounding rod provides a connection to the earth, which acts as a reservoir for electrical charge. The copper wire connects the grounding rod to the electrical panel and the heater. The size of the grounding wire is important because it needs to be able to carry the maximum fault current. A 12 AWG wire is generally sufficient for most aboveground pool applications. The grounding bar in the electrical panel is the central point for all grounding connections. All grounding wires should be connected to this bar. The heater should be grounded to prevent electrical shock if there is a fault in the heater's wiring. The grounding terminal on the heater is specifically designed for this purpose. When installing a grounding rod, it is important to drive it deep enough into the ground to ensure good contact with the earth. 8 feet is the minimum depth recommended by most electrical codes. The location of the grounding rod should be chosen carefully to avoid underground utilities. Before driving the grounding rod, it is important to check for underground utilities by calling 8.11. Failure to properly ground the pool and heater can result in serious injury or death. Electrical shock can cause burns, muscle contractions, and even cardiac arrest. It is important to take electrical safety seriously and to follow all applicable codes and regulations. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. An electrician has the training and experience to safely and properly ground the pool and heater. They can also ensure that all electrical connections are made correctly. When grounding the pool, make sure to bond all metal parts of the pool together. This includes the pool frame, the pump motor, and any other metal components. Bonding helps to create a common ground potential, which reduces the risk of electrical shock. Bonding is typically done with a solid copper wire that is connected to all of the metal parts. The wire should be sized appropriately for the application. It is also important to make sure that the bonding connections are secure and corrosion resistant. Corrosion can increase the resistance of the connection, which can reduce its effectiveness. Regular inspections of the grounding and bonding system are recommended. Look for any signs of corrosion, damage, or loose connections. If any problems are found, they should be corrected immediately. Grounding and bonding are essential safety measures for any electrical system, especially those near water. By following these guidelines, you can help to protect yourself and your family from electrical shock. Remember to always consult a qualified electrician for any electrical work. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by someone who is trained and experienced. An electrician can ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. They can also help you to comply with all applicable codes and regulations. By taking these precautions, you can enjoy your aboveground pool safely and worry-free. Also, remember that local electrical codes vary, so it is very important to check what the laws are in the location where the pool is located. Firstly, research local electrical codes. Secondly, obtain necessary permits. Thirdly, ensure proper inspections are done. Ignoring these guidelines and not checking with a professional electrician can lead to legal repercussions or voiding of the insurance policy.